I'm Crystal Gazer, and this is Crystal's Ballroom. I'm Crystal, this is the ball, and this is the room. Normally I do fortunes here in Crystal's Ballroom, but I just had to share a story with you that happened to me the other week. I had a gentleman come in, and he really wanted to connect with his ex-wife. And I said, I'm very compassionate when they come in, because you never quite know how they're feeling. Some people are happy that the relatives have moved on, and some aren't. So I said as gently as I could, because, sometimes it's very recent. I said, when did she pass on? And he informed me she hadn't actually passed on. She was still alive. She was living down the street. But he was just wondering how he could connect with her, because he had actually dropped his phone down the sewer outside of Crystal's Ballroom. So I said, we have a payphone in the back. So he went and used it and called her, and that was all well and good. And he came back, and he said, what exactly do you do here? Can you get dancing lessons? I said, no, it's not that kind of ballroom. I'm a fortune teller. I'm a seer. I'm a reader. And he said, I like to read too. So I don't think he quite understood what I was saying. So, natural, nonchalant conversation. I said, what kind of novels do you like to read? And he said, the big ones. So I said, well, that's really good. I think reading is sort of a lost art nowadays. But I said, what I do is I read people's fortunes. So that kind of intrigued him. So he said, well, could I get a reading? So I told him $39.90. Now, he thought that was too much money, and that's okay. I don't begrudge anyone who thinks that's too much money for a reading. So I said 50% off, and he thought that'd be all right. So I got out my half-price ball, and I was honest with him. I said, I'm going to be honest with you. For the half price, you're getting the smaller ball. He was okay with that. Now, I told him that there were some mushed messages, because you can't quite get a clear reading, as you can see on the much smaller ball. So I looked into the ball, and I said, in your future, I see a parrot driving a car. That didn't make any sense. So he told me, he says, that doesn't make any sense. And I explained to him how the 50% off ball works. I said, the parrot isn't actually driving the car. It's just the images are squished together. So there's a parrot and a car. I don't know their relation at all. So he was all right with that. But he said, can you explain a little further? So I said, well, there's a parrot. So somewhere in your future, there's a parrot. Now, I don't know if it's an actual parrot, like a real living parrot, or maybe it's a picture of a parrot, that you see. So he came back, I think, about 2 weeks later, and he was over the moon. I mean, he was so excited. And I said, well, what happened? And he said, I was with a friend in the friend's car. And he said, I went with the friend, and the friend had an appointment. And the friend got out of the car to go to the appointment. So he said, I'm sitting in the car. I don't know how long my friend is going to be. And I pull out this book that was in the glove compartment. I don't know why he was going through his friend's glove compartment. I think his friend might have told him, feel free to go in the glove compartment and grab the book. So he starts reading this book, and he says, it's like a book about pirates. And there's this parrot in this book with this pirate. And it hit him all of a sudden, that it actually was a parrot in the car. It wasn't a real parrot. It was a parrot in a book in the car. But they were sort of kind of actually connected. So that was like clarity to me that maybe, it's 50% off. Maybe it's just a smaller reading. Like on this one, I can tell you, you're going to, be with your friend in an appointment, and there's going to be a parrot in the car, and you're reading the book. And that's a little bit clearer. But here, it's like just the highlights. So I started to call this the highlight ball.